Everybody, it's April 24th. Believe it's a Wednesday. This is your Thankful Carnivore Report. Appreciate so many of you watching. I noticed a lot of people watching on the app now. That's really great. You folks on Twitter, you're always savages watching every day. I appreciate that so much. And the YouTube audience is growing. So I want to thank all you new subscribers and followers from the bottom of my heart for taking time out of your day and spend it with me as I babble on about what I babble about. So yesterday on my new job, after just 4 shifts of minimal training, they kind of threw me to the wolves out there on my own by myself yesterday. And I survived it okay. Made some mistakes, but nothing too horrible. But then at the end of the night, due to, I can't get into all the details because it's not anybody's business, but the situation arose where for the first time since I began living carnivorously, I felt helpless. I didn't like that very much. And it wasn't anything that somebody was doing. It was what somebody wasn't doing that had to be done before I could leave and go home. My workday was finished, but I'm still on the clock, and basically a set of keys has to be checked in by a manager. But managers in big box stores sometimes can take an hour or two or more just to get to you. Well, fortunately, this time it was only a half an hour, but I don't like that. I think we should all be able to schedule our lives around our work unless our work is our life. Now, that's a different thing. But this job I'm doing, which I'm thankful to have, I enjoy the work. The people are nice. The company's really cool. The company's not the problem. It's the company works for that's the problem. But we're going to get it worked out one way or the other. And you know what? Rough patches come in different shapes, sizes. They're not always horrible things. Sometimes we get a little scraped up, but we learn from it. That's what I'm hoping is going to happen with this. That I'm going to learn from it. That I'm going to deal with the adjustment better that it's had. Because this has changed my eating schedule significantly. You know, I was pretty much breakfast at 5 a.m., lunch at 11 a.m., and then dinner at dinner time. And I was happy with that. Well, now things have had to be moved around a little bit. My lunch and dinner now are not when I'm hungry, but when the job lets me eat, which is a whole different way of trying to figure on it. And yesterday, as luck would have it, 5 minutes before my lunch break was supposed to start, and I was feeling hungry, folks, I had to deal with customers for something that took 90 minutes to resolve. So my lunch was 90 minutes late. And I learned that if I go hangry long enough, I get very anxious. So that was an interesting but yet unpleasant learning experience. So my plan to deal with this in the future is to make sure I always take some chunks of our homemade pemmican with me to work. So if I'm having to deal with the customer, I can just say, don't mind me, this has tied me over to lunch or something. And I just plop a piece in my mouth and chew it up, swallow it with a mouthful of water. I'll be good energy-wise, and that hangry feeling will go away. But it's a rough patch. It's a transition. And rough patches don't have to be horrible, awful things to be rough patches. They can be little things. Time changes can cause rough patches. Just look at how messed up our sleep got after this last one. And I don't know about you guys, but at my age now, that time change takes a week to get over. Good morning, Sin. I hope you're having a good day. I appreciate you watching all the time. I got a decent lady. Her name's Sin. You ought to follow her. She's in the chat right now. I can't read the rest of her name because it flashed by too quick. She's a good gal. Follow her on Twitter. She's an excellent carnivore. She's got a powerful story on her own. And she's a great example of somebody who knows how to persevere. Good morning, Sinwell. Sinwell73. Cynwel 73. Follow her on Twitter and on Periscope. You'll be glad you did. She's a good gal. Anyway, so remember, when you hit a rough patch, take your time and think your way through it. Don't let your emotions decide things for you. That's a lose-lose. As carnivores, our clarity of thought that we have developed because we're no longer inflamed from toxins and all this should really be an asset. I'm finding it to be one because I'll be honest with you. After last night, what I experienced at work last night a few years ago, oh my gosh, I'd have lost my mind. I'd have been reading riot acts, writing out manifestos, company emails, all sorts of nonsense. But I think I talk with my boss and it'll be okay. Listen, you have a great day. Don't let life's rough patches upset you. You can handle it. You're smart enough. You're tougher than you ever thought possible. And hey, if you're a carnivore, you're eating meat and drinking water. You're already ahead of the game. So have a great day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.